Hello, you're watching PC Jack, and welcome to this week's news roundup. So this week, we finally got the official word on how good Intel's Arc A770 actually is. And the answer is... kind of? So on Wednesday 5th of October, reviews for the A770 actually went live, and while some of the performance claims were legitimate, this didn't actually paint a full picture for this actual GPU. As previously reported on the channel, the A770 closely competes with Nvidia's RTX 3060 at 1080p, however Intel seems reluctant to compare this to anything on AMD's side. It seems strange given the competition between the two when it comes to CPUs already. It seems that the RX 6600 and even the RX 6600 XT are better comparisons that can often outperform the A770 at either the same or lower price point. Of course, given AMD's much more competitively priced lineup of hardware compared to Nvidia, of course Intel are going to be looking to compare themselves more to Nvidia when it comes to price, as AMD have kind of already got them beat at that point. But despite performance being what we've expected, the A770 is a bit of a letdown when it comes to some issues that the average user would not want to be encountering. Issues reported include black screens on certain monitors, being unable to install display drivers, a lack of fan control, and even a poor cooler design for repairability. Of course, given how new Intel is to the discrete GPU space, I would like to see that this hardware does age a bit better, and despite the challenges they have ahead of them, I am optimistic and hope that Intel can actually keep going with Intel Arc and their other GPUs. But it seems the biggest challenge for Intel currently is going to be their driver support, which they do have to nail down, as we saw was a big issue for AMD when they first launched RDNA. Admittedly, at its $329 price point, I'm glad that Intel is targeting this segment of the PC building market, and it's nice to see an option that won't quite burn a hole in your wallet. Now of course, Nvidia couldn't let Intel steal the spotlight, which is why on the very same day, the unboxings and first overviews of the RTX 4090 went live and filled subscription feeds on YouTube. While we're yet to see performance numbers, this hasn't stopped the community from being in absolute awe of the monstrous size of these GPUs compared to last gen. I mean, look at the size of the Founders Edition. I am curious to see how well this will perform in a more compact system, but even the actual thickness of it is absolutely crazy. We also have plenty of AIB designs which even surpass the size of the FE, which confirms that we're in for an extremely power-hungry generation of GPUs, which is a shame given the needs for much more power-efficient hardware. This is a selling point that AMD has targeted quite heavily over the past couple of years, and with RDNA 3 also around the corner, it's going to be pretty interesting if they do manage to maintain that with this new generation of hardware. Switching things up from GPUs though, we did begin to see a plethora of articles related to the release of the B650 motherboard chipset. While Ryzen 7000 series CPUs are seeing a bit of an unusual launch, part of this can be attributed to the really high price on X670 motherboards. Taking a look at Scan's website, we can see a couple of prices on the current lineup of X670E motherboards, and as you can see, a lot of these more consumer focused motherboards are actually really a bit too expensive for my taste. Take a look at this Crosshair X670E Hero. This is going for £700 in the UK, which is pretty bonkers. But then take a look on the much lower end of X670. You got this ASRock motherboard going for about £300, which even in itself is still a little too rich for my liking. And we've even got the X670 Ace, which is going for nearly £900, which is absolutely bonkers. Not justifiable for a motherboard, in all honesty. However, it seems a lot of us, including myself, are really interested to see what AMD has on offer for the more budget-friendly segment of the market when it comes to their B600 series motherboards. So as we can see on here, we got a couple of B650 motherboards that have been highlighted. These are some from ASRock, so we got the Steel Legend Wi-Fi, along with the Tai Chi, the PG Riptide. We got a B650 ITX motherboard from ASRock as well. We've got the Gigabyte B650E Aorus Master. This is one I'm actually quite interested in and would like to take a look at on the channel. And we've also got the MSI B650 Carbon Wi-Fi, which is pretty much one of the flagships for B650 on MSI's end. And yeah, so we got quite a few options when it comes to B650, and of course we got the Tomahawk, which is a pretty well regarded lineup from MSI. But sadly, prices are still a little higher than we would like to see, with some MSI B650 motherboards starting from $200 and up. Even this top end B650 Pro Carbon Wi-Fi is coming in at $330, which is actually more than the lower end X670 motherboards. Overall, I am still really excited to learn even more about B650 as it arrives, and hopefully see some motherboard breakdowns which are obviously really useful in actually determining the overall value of this hardware. But of course, they do have to contend with the struggles of trying to launch this hardware in the midst of a cost of living crisis. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But not everything is doom and gloom. Finally, the news we've all been waiting for. Valve has announced that you can finally buy a Steam Deck without a reservation. Gone are the days of long waits and checking the Steam Deck calculator every week. It's great to see that Valve have ramped up their production so much that they're finally meeting demand, and hopefully anyone that did want a Steam Deck will now have one very soon. Thanks Gaben, you're the best. So, that's it for this week's news roundup. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos on the way soon. Let me know your thoughts on the topics down in the comments below. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at PCJack94. If you'd like to talk more with myself and other like-minded hardware enthusiasts, then make sure to check out the PCJack Discord server. If you'd like to support the channel even further though, then make sure to check out the PCJack Patreon where you can claim exclusive benefits while helping to fund everything I do on the channel for you guys. You'll find links to all those in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.